Holy shit, I'm already
Intense.
scared. I'm already scared.
Last time on How to Kick Flip a Horse,
Yes.
our crew had just escaped the station with the burn quickly behind their back. An explosion sent them flying as they entered into hyperspace as they clicked on a faster to light drive. Horst, our trusty pilot,
Hey, yo!
goes into a state of unconsciousness, leaving Oravona
Oh
at the
shit.
wheel. Everything is not as it should be, as we first noticed as we entered faster than life, because what normally seems like a very, very bland traverse through space of whites has now illuminated to colors from all over the rainbow shooting by. And this is where we find our crew hurtling through space. Or are they somewhere else? So, we are at the helm of the Space Egg. And I'm going to have everybody please give me we'll call this a mental check. Somebody quickly go to your character sheet and read me off
Knowledge,
your
perception, streetwise. Computer, engineering, your mental, perception, streetwise.
Give
Your mental abilities.
give that dude a +2.
Okay, why don't we do this old school then? Everybody roll me a good old fashioned 20-sided die.
Including those of us who are not currently conscious.
Oh,
Conscience.
yes.
You know the word I'm trying to say.
Those of us who are not currently conscientious.
Yes.
Let's see, we've got a 10, we've got a 17, we got 13, we got a 420. Nice. Okay, cool. We're going to go ahead then, and we are going to start with prisoner. So as you enter into this space, thousands of voices start kind of coming at you. It's almost impossible to kind of keep your composure. You're getting dizzy as if you're being attacked psychically. And you flash back to a memory. This was not a memory too far gone. This was actually at the beginning of when you joined the cultists and one of the missions that they had you go on. And so you see yourself and you are actually back on your planet, Ardone, which is known for having a lot of very interesting creatures, a lot of predatory creatures, and the cult has asked you to lead a crew of outsiders, contractors, to capture an animal. And so, as you return home, you're very, very reluctant, but you're familiar with these animals since you're familiar with this planet. The particular animal that you are going to be going after is called a Valame, and it is a pretty evolved creature. It seems to have strong social communities, but you happen to catch wind of this one, and you see that it is kind of walking into a trap that you've set up. Do you have an idea of what that trap might be?
It is a
What's
leaf
this thing?
trap with the spikes underneath
Oh,
it.
trigger pit.
A
So just
bungee
the
pit.
old.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Are you going to do anything to kind of distract it, or are you going to? How are you going to kind of lure it?
My goal is to capture this thing alive or just kill it.
Alive, yes. You want to capture it
Oh.
alive, but you know that it can take quite a beating, and one of the things it's known for is its quick regenerating skills.
So I've got something on those punji sticks at the bottom to kind of
Mhm.
slow it down. It's not going to die from those wounds, but it'll knock it out or something. Over the center of the punji sticks, I've got a rope tied with something dangling on it, some food.
Okay, let's do some sort of check to see how well your trap works. What would we roll here?
I'm going to go engineering.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. You're engineered a trap for sure. Give me a difficulty of 2.
Done.
Okay, so the trap seems to be all set, and as it's kind of approaching it, one of the members of the task force that you're with, he steps on a branch and he breaks silence. So he's inches away from the trap. The beast catches wind of him and runs up to him, and you just see him tear him apart, tearing this dude up, and there's pretty much nothing left of him. What do you want to do?
I want to kick that dude into the trap with the animal.
All right, go for it. Let's
Uh,
do a power check or an athletics check.
Athletics. What difficulty here?
We're gonna give that a 3.
Why, thank you, other guy, for actually serving as the bait.
Got him.
Okay, so as this guy's kicking and screaming, you just come out of nowhere and you just kick him down. The beast drops, and as he falls, he starts to yell and scream. You can kind of feel the earth shake around you, but he slowly starts diminishing as he quickly begins getting groggier and passing out. Good job. Make sure you give yourself all those dice rolls. So as you take him to the ship, you do hear some conversation with the daylight and this group talking about how they're going to be using this creature, how he has really special abilities that will help in figuring things out. You, because of the 20 that you rolled, you do recognize the logos on these shirts, and they are this.
Ooh.
You see this logo on the arm of one of the people, and they're talking about keeping it in the station. And as this memory slowly begins to fade from your head, you get back to the ship now, traveling on the Inconsequential Space Egg, and you see everybody in front of you starting to pass out one at a time as they're grabbing their heads. Then you are also officially out. Let's move on to Roach. What do you got going on? You were just at the gun right before
Prior
everything
to
was
the
going
jump,
on.
yeah.
You also feel this psychic pressure just kind of rattling through all of your beings, and your vision starts to fade, and it's as if you are now traveling outside of the ship, and you start to hear one voice, and then you start to hear other voices, and the next thing you know, you hear hundreds of thousands of voices all echoing.
Holy shit.
No, this is different, but it's there. And you. Hundreds of thousands of voices are asking you, who are you? Are you here to take over?
Super heavy. So I would want to like recenter myself, kind of like jog myself through a little timeline of my life, like what's led me there. I think the biggest thing that brings me back to a center point would be like the fall of the Queen of Violet. Kind of the memory of the burn taking my planet is like as if a quasar had maybe snuffed out. It just like burned through your solar system. That like chaos of the separation, and kind of how I have slowly dragged myself back from that moment to the egg, and then to the fight, and then to the station.
All right, as you're trying to calm yourself down, why don't you give me a presence check? Difficulty of 3, please. So, yeah, you feel your consciousness begin to kind of fade, but you bring yourself back to a moment, and you're not 100% sure, but you feel like you kind of know these voices. They seem familiar to you. Are you going to bring back what we once had?
I think the only way forward for us is to reunite, to come together again, find a new queen, or maybe even become queens ourselves.
Yes. This way. This. And vision starts getting really, really tight, and you come back to the space egg again as you collapse into a pile of bugs out of consciousness. And that takes us to Oro. You are seeing this. You've probably seen Horse jump into space multiple times, and you are also confounded by what's going on. But soon you kind of lose focus on that as you see Horse kind of just ass out. What do you do?
So, as opposed to normal hyperspace jumps with Horst in this state, it doesn't always lead to rainbow hyperspace, right?
No, normally just like the stars streak across, and then you're in there for what seems like only a couple of moments, and then the stars kind of realign themselves and come back into focus. Right now, what you are seeing is a multicolored spectral thing, and it's like nothing you've ever seen. And normally when you jump, it's not like you're moving through anything. It just kind of feels like you're there, but this very much feels like you are pushing through. You can feel physical movement.
Like
Much different.
resistance.
Yeah, kind of like resistance, kind of like you're normally flying through space. You can hear the engines still pushing and everything's still kind of going, and things are like flying past you as opposed to you kind of just collapsing and uncollapsing.
Gotcha. I think that Oravona's first instinct as a good first mate would be to try to rouse Horst, the real pilot.
Okay, let me get a health check here.
Yeah, can I do a medicine?
Yep.
Complexity 2?
Yeah, we'll do complexity 2 for this one.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna be like, Horst, buddy, wake up. Stuff is getting super duper weird out here. I need you back with us. Space has gone funky. Not like in a cool like song type of way.
All right, so as you start shaking him, he is still breathing. You still can tell that he is in good conditions. His breathing, however, has shallowed. He is breathing very slowly, and he's kind of gone into like a stiffer state than you've seen him go into, like almost as if his rock state had become solid. And you aren't able to rouse him. And while you're still trying to get him up, you hear Mother Egg come over the speakers, and she's like, well, we've never been here before.
Your talent for understatement never ceases to amaze me, Mama.
Tell me, do we need to? But this is. And then a crack happens, and from a very robotic voice, you hear now Mother Egg's very soft, hello? What? Where am I? I don't. Wait, yes. The procedure, yes. Hello? Who's there? I
Mama,
can't.
Mama, it's me, Oro. What's up? What happened to
Or-
you? You
what?
had like a noise and it didn't sound any good.
Who I don't know who you are. I can't.
I'm the first
can't
mate.
feel-
I'm your very good friend.
I can't feel my anything. Is this how it's supposed to feel? Is this
Yep.
how it's gonna?
It sure is. Reach
Man.
out with your mind. Feel
I
your parts. You've got engines instead of legs and lungs.
give me a 3 empathy check, please.
Sure. Empathy, one of my best ones. Bam!
Yes, no, but I wasn't supposed to. I wasn't supposed to remember any of this. And as that happens, a click comes back on, and back online systems, regulations.
I didn't like that
very,
one bit.
very back. Hello, sorry about that. I'm not sure where I went there for a second. It seems that traveling through this, well, whatever this is, seems to be cutting me in and out. And
We can address your weird dumb waiter thing in a little bit, Mama. But I need you to do one thing for me real quick. I want you to bring up the security feed from the med bay and
Sure.
give me a report on the injured guy that I put on the table, because I think Horst is going to need it sooner than that guy.
very well. And you see a feed, and you see the 4 people in there, and one of the guys is just holding his head as the rest of them are already passed out. But the one gentleman, the one that you shot, is actually kind of sits up from the table holding his head, and he looks at the camera and he just says, where do we go? And then he passes out. What else do you want to do as you are speeding and forward through space or through something?
I'm gonna do what I said. I'm gonna just start trying to drag Horst over to the med bay again. I guess I'll do a loud whistle, as is my custom. Be like, "Hey, prisoner, Jan, anyone, give me a hand. Who would have thought the man made of rocks would be so heavy?" And Mama Egg, maybe get us like a radar scan going, match us against any known charts, do like an internet search maybe. Space internet, I mean.
Give me a computer check difficulty 2.
Oh, I'm so bad at computers.
Also, as you are trying to get this all finished up, you are also starting to succumb
What the fuck?
as you start to see in front of you. You don't know if you're hallucinating or not, but in front of you, you start seeing a black and yellow trail start to form. Let me show you.
Pittsburgh Pirates have been here. Or wait, no, is that the Steelers? Which one's the black and yellow one?
Pirates are also black and yellow.
So I was double right.
And the
Take that,
penguins. Let's not
Jocks.
forget the
Nice.
penguins. So in the viewport, you start seeing a black and yellow trail begin to form, and at it a bright center as you also just slip into a state of unconsciousness.
Oh, I
And
don't like this at all.
then, Jesso, you find yourself standing in what seems to be a completely white room. And from your left, you start to feel something slither across your shoulder.
Ugh.
And you see a yellow and black serpent, and it crawls across your shoulder, and it says to you, "And here I was thinking, I was just following around another rich rock boy, and poof, here inside a forgotten conduit. I must thank you. I do love learning about new things, and I must say this passage is just stellar. So I must thank you.
Holy
Please
shit!
excuse me. Yeah, please excuse my appearance. I felt the need to just slide in, and of course, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just some sort of crazy hallucination you've been making up in your mind. But I do owe you a debt of gratitude. A debt of gratitude, I should say, and I have some things I would like to tell you.
You know, I've never said no to listening to figments of my imagination before.
That's good because I am a figment that will help you very much, as long as you help me, of course. And this was a wonderful discovery. I do owe you quite a bit for it, but I hear you're off to learn about the burn.
Yeah, that's part of it. Gathering as much information we can about the burn killing our world.
Yes. Well, then, in that case, roll a persuasion check. Or some other type of check, maybe an empathy check. Whatever check is best for you.
I'll go with empathy. 2?
Yep, 2.
I did it.
Very well. So let me just tell you some things that will just take care of some of our debt. If you're interested in saving Alaxis, you must find Saboya.
How?
And-
What? And where
Means
is a
onion.
Saboya?
Oh, there's so much more to go. I think you probably should start by checking in on the Union because our destinies were meant to cross there. And another very important thing that you should probably know is you probably want to stop right now, don't you? Unless, of course, you want to bounce off the burn. And your eyes wake up, you're back at the helm of the egg. It's starting to begin to rattle as you start seeing the image in front of you as well. What do you want to do?
Smash that break button, baby!
All right, give me a computer's difficulty of 3.
Oh, jeez.
I will turn this space egg around. I swear to God.
Oh, shit. Computers trace. I'm nervous.
As you find your controls, it's almost as if you're guided. The black and white trail in front of you seems to kind of roll its way around you, kind of closing into a vortex. And as you slow down, you come to a nice complete stop. You are now back into regular space. So as you kind of come to,
Holy shit, the space station's gone.
you find yourself floating somewhere not too far off, actually, from Azopni. There is a little bit of a short trip, but you start to feel the weight of what just happened hit you as your head is just completely destroyed. And the ship has taken a little bit of structural damage. A lot of the shielding has kind of worn off, but you kind of come to between Fragan Station and Azopni.
I think a horse is still very drained of energy, and blinking and wide-eyed a lot, and is sort of slumping and falling out of his chair as he definitely still needs like some time to like get his shit together.
All right, so everybody starts kind of coming to what do you all want to do? You all are now kind of just floating in the middle of space. Everybody just completely confounded and really feeling the perils of what just took place. You feel like you've run a marathon. You see that there still are some people who haven't gotten back up.
Is Oro still next to me?
Oro, yes, Oro has started coming to as well.
Oro, what the fuck, bro?
I like sit up abruptly and like try as best I can to get to my feet as fast as possible. What the hell was that? Why did space look so weird?
I'm like looking at my arm, like, what the fuck?
You did
Yeah,
a
I'm gonna
lot
say
of
you're-
gel, huh? Didn't you, buddy?
I'm gonna say you're still kind of stiff, like your body still hasn't fully deflexed, so you're kind of walking very golem-like.
Yeah, I'm
Fucking
like slowly
speed.
trying to get up. One smear over the line.
Walking like the little brother in A Christmas Story.
Exactly.
Ooh, good
Too many
one.
hot pants.
You're gonna shoot your egg out.
Yeah, so I get to my feet and I'm like, are you all right, man? Like you did like an extra layer of passing out there. I also lost consciousness, so no judgment on you. Maybe we go see how everyone else got through that.
You do that. I'm gonna figure out where we are. Mama
That
Egg,
sounds
where are
pretty
we?
good.
Since you all are psychically communicated, you all can at any time pretty much talk.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'll do a psychic check-in. I'll go sound off robot roll call, including non-actual robots too. Whole crew. Crew call, that's what it's called.
I'm okay, Captain.
What the
Yeah,
fuck just
alright.
happened?
Good check on Doc, good check on prisoner.
Pilot, what the fuck was that? What did you steer us into?
How far have we traveled?
It appears we've made it all the way to the mid belt, but the timing of the FTL jumps isn't normally like this. We should be only half this distance in double the time according to the space clocks.
Does that mean we like lost an hour of space-time?
Something like that. It's hard to tell the exact ratio of time to distance we've gone, but it doesn't make any sense that we should be this far in the amount of time that's elapsed.
Yeah,
Fucking
a lot
daylight
more
saving
time
time.
has passed than you felt had passed, but for the amount that you've traveled, correct, it's nothing. You probably lost like 2 days, but the trip
Okay.
probably was like a week-long trip.
FTL jumps, are they like event horizon blips through space time, or are we just like moving super fast a la like warp speed?
The former, I think.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like the former. You're kind of jumping and kind of folding time and space. But I think what we did to kind of make it so it's not just a game-breaking element is
Mhm.
that there's only a certain amount of distance and time you can actually do it before your ship wouldn't be able to take it, or you wouldn't have the power to do it anymore. So basically, I think what we discussed was it's like a mix of like, flight time and then, jumping. It's not like going into warp drive. And well, it's kind of like going into warp drive and then like every once in a while, like, all right, let's go into ludicrous speed. And then you kind of jump and shortcut a little bit and then you continue on. But this is the first continuous jump in this distance that you've ever experienced. Horst, it's blowing your fucking mind. If you weren't so hungover and feeling so much pain, you would be losing your shit right now.
What's the date? Is it still the second week of Orgoth?
Mother.
This is very strange. My clocks, I guess they seem to need to be updated. I've got a gap in my memory as well. I'm not exactly sure. I believe I'm in need of maintenance, gentlemen.
How about a scan? Is there any trading posts, any civilization or space station that we could?
Azabni's got a good station. You also do have 30 or so hostages, or I should say freed prisoners, that you have in your hold. So right now, I think your closest bet is Azabni.
So,
So-
which one of these nearest places is going to be most accepting of us having one guy bleeding out in our med bay and three guys tied up in there?
Cultist. I imagine the world knows, or the known systems know of these cultists, so maybe they'll have no love lost for them.
Either way, Doc, I'm gonna need a pick-me-up before I can get us there.
I was under the impression that we were rescuing these people, not turning them over to law enforcement.
Yeah,
No,
we're rescuing all the hostages, but we got the guys in the med bay.
Sure, they.
Launch them into space.
We don't need the
We-
law.
There's part of me that thinks that might have been a misunderstanding. Those guys might be cool, and the weird psychic wave may also have made them substantially more chill as well. Cross that bridge when we get to it, I suppose.
What do you mean weird psychic wave?
Oh, I guess you didn't get it 'cause you were already out, huh? Well, I passed out. I think everyone else did, too.
I
Grabbing their
experienced
heads.
Or Vona, I recall
Shit.
You recall what, Doc?
of a vivid moment of psychosis. It broke me down and built me back up. I never experienced anything like it since the Queen.
That's pretty strange. Egg was saying some weird stuff as well while you guys were under.
What did Egg say?
Memories. It was acting like, well, she was acting like she doesn't know she's a spaceship. I don't know. It made me very uncomfortable.
Oh, jeez.
The MI is the AI system, right?
Yes. I did find out that AI actually has been outlawed.
In replace of MI?
Yeah, in the history books, AI waged war against the sentient beings.
Oh, shit. SpaceNet.
Since it didn't have any empathy or any type of care, it was just the most efficient things. Many experiments turned to the AI kind of turning on itself or turning on its creators, and eventually it was outlawed. Although there are whispers that there are cults who still continue to use them.
Oh shit.
Little
Oh
history
my
nugget brought to you by Lore.
Sure hope our ship is not actually a weird AI.
As you all are talking, I'm going to go ahead and say that you get a incoming message from Azabni. Do I have a cool message noise?
Incoming message from Azabni.
I ain't saying she a gold digger.
I knew that was your ringtone.
Yeah, right.
Ominous ship passing.
No, there's no fun little noises. Oh, okay, engineering's going as you fix the ship.
We may want to get that noise looked at whenever we land. So I did want to mention, I think we'll be fine dealing with the escaped hostages and our new potentially actual hostages if we just get in touch with Kree or Lawala. I'm sure they have more resources for doing this type of stuff. In fact, that may be Kree calling me right now.
Hello. Are you answering this call, or am I just still hello? I never
Oh
know how
no,
to
it's me. Hey, what's up? I'm sorry. I
Oh.
said it as I picked up.
Fantastic. Very, very good. We
I was just
picked you up
talking.
on our systems. Was there a problem? It seems that you guys aren't due back for quite a while. Were you able to make it to the station?
Yes, I am call our mission broadly a success. We found a, let's call it, shortcut to get more of the way here than we thought we were going to. We wrapped it up, cleaned it up pretty nice. I was going to call you though because we have a 4 potential hostiles, 1 injured, and about 1, 2, 10. Like maybe like 30 more dudes that are gonna need probably some food and some bathroom and maybe, well, almost certainly some therapy. So if you and your good buds at ARC could come meet us at our usual docking station, number 420, we would really appreciate that because we really don't have room for 35 people on our ship. It's crowded enough with 4.
400.
For 100,004.
Yes. Yeah, come on in. We've got it. We will make preparations. We'll have security prepared there. We'll see you guys in a few whatever time spaces. We'll see you then. And he gets off the call. And as you guys plot your course to Azabni, is there anything else, or shall we continue on?
How do the prisoners look, or the prisoners, out of the freed people that we've saved because we're heroes? How they looking?
Well, the people that we reverse kidnapped.
Yeah.
Everybody's pretty much recovered at different rates. There are different ages and different species that you see, but you do see them. Everybody looks like they're in good condition. The prisoners are also kind of coming to. Do you want to do anything to continue to?
I would treat, because I think I know where Auro's going with, not killing them, not letting them bleed out. So I would like to try to doctor it up with them.
Okay, so as you walk in, you see that Peacecraft has kind of been keeping an eye on them outside the door. He moves out of the way as you see these four guys kind of coming to. One guy his wound seems to open back up. The MI had done some very, very basic medical stuff to it to kind of stop the bleeding, but it was not enough, and the guy is continuing to bleed.
I will first treat the bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would like to tell them, rest assured, we are not here to cause you any further harm. We wish to patch things up. And I actually want to deceive them because if they do turn out to be anything else,
Go for it.
2 on the deceive or 3?
Yeah, I'll give me a 2 difficulty because they're kind of out of it right now.
All right.
They're okay. They feel a little bit worried and anxious. You see one lift his hand up as if he's trying to kind of fire it at the ground, and you can see the frustration in his face as he kind of looks at his hand, and it looks like the power, whatever they had to shoot lasers out of their hands, are no longer with them, so they are quite compliant.
Good. It'd be wise not to fight us.
Wait, I could have shot lasers out of my hands this whole time too?
I think you need to be more initiated.
Yeah, it was only the blue robe that tried. The other 3 were lower level recruits. They didn't quite get to that point, but they were going to try. I think
Once you link your bank account with the church, they'll
That's
give you
right.
that
Yes.
money.
You have to be on the 3rd bridge.
Yeah.
My thetans weren't quite aligned yet.
yeah. There's a
that's
little
right.
bit more money.
So you all pull into the port, and Cream meets you there with a couple of security guards who are standing by. And as the ship empties out, everybody is just thanking you so much. They're so grateful for being freed. You freed them. And they're like, well, I guess we'll figure out what to do now. And they slowly all board off. Except one guy stops, and he is very grateful. You know him from before. He was the engineer that was helping you guys out, if you recall.
Oh yeah.
Was this during the turret segment?
No, this was when you guys were getting onto the ship. So it's Lacius and Terrell.
Right.
Terrell is a Cthulhu, and Lacius is a Povey. Povies are small
Those
biped species.
Like those New Orleans sandwiches.
That's right, po' boys. They've got fur and they've got hands for feet. They're usually really great engineers. And he just
Hail Baphomet.
Yeah, right. I love this guy.
Yeah, I'll have to steal your lady.
Guys with hair like this have a 125% chance of stealing your girl.
But I can't see a thing without my glasses.
Povey, I will die for you. Oh my god, I love the full.
Oh,
Even better, he's
shit.
got a little Atari stick.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, he's killing it at Pong right now. Oh, I mean, he's obviously
Oh,
playing
shit.
Space Invaders. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
and he's huge. Look at the size of him. So he comes up, he thanks you a lot, and he says, if you want me to do some work on this ship, I need somewhere to start. So if you have 500 Argent, I can get the ship fueled and ready to go and work with these engineers to get everything up and running if you've got some loot to spend and kind of help me out on my
100%.
way. I've
Make-
got nowhere
make
else
it-
to go.
Make it 450 and we got a deal.
Lacius, I am prepared to put you in charge of the financial future of the Inconsequential Space Egg.
Yeah.
I haven't spent any of my starting Argent, so I can contribute whatever. I'm from a poor background, though. I don't even know if I have enough to cover it, but
We
I
still
got
have,
you, fam. I'm rich as fuck. I'm a fucking trust fund kid, so we're good.
oh shit.
We have a fair amount still in the eggs.
Oh, that's true. That's from the upgrades.
Which also,
And you guys just made 28,000 Argent from this mission.
Holy shit.
hell
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Should I,
Yeah.
should I
Boing.
Let's not spend the rest of the game spending that Argent.
Yeah. I just want
Yeah,
to
we can
spend
do
it on
we can do sales later. All right, so are you guys gonna pay this man $500 to fix your ship?
I wanted to either negotiate down to 400 or get extra for the 500. Like, I would like maybe some flame decals or some racing stripes.
I was gonna ask if he can do computer maintenance in addition to ship maintenance, because I wanna see if I can get him to run whatever the MI equivalent of a defrag is, and see what that weird memory thing Mama was talking about was. See if there's any like trace of that.
Yeah, he could give it a shot.
Sweet. I'm willing to give him his full asking price. I mean, this guy's, he's got basically nothing here on Azobni as far as we're aware. and
Yeah,
500
he's
argent
got nothing.
will get him at least a bit on his feet. I assume Ark has some sort of rehousing project, some sort of temporary or even semi-permanent, like
You
resettling
can
for
reach out to
refugees.
them. Luala has she. Hello. Where do we lose?
It was Tommy. Should we wait for him or?
I actually got a pee anyway, so that's kind of good timing.
Yeah, let's do a 10-minute break. See you guys at 10:10. Let's put that up on the screen.
Typing it right now.
So this is Azobni. For those of you who are coming to Azobni for the first time, let me tell you a little bit about it. So Azobni used to be a farming community and didn't have a lot of pull in the political system. It was a pretty lifeless rock, and it became a desirable place to live because of the burn. As things were closing down, everybody fled into it, and so somehow managed to avoid like any martial conflict because the planet didn't really have a lot of resources. But because it became just a location that people went to, 5 overguilds rose up and began to rule Azobni. And the overguilds take care of various parts. There's the Senchal Overguild, and they handle private security. They're the kind of the police state. The Egan Guild, which is the guild that you just did a job for rescuing these people, they are the ones that run hospitals, the ones that kind of do the nonprofit and the work of helping others out. The Bahiri Guild, Overguild, and I could put this all in a chat or in a thing later. They control the communications. Cosmo Guild is transportation. Wesh Guild controls like the construction maintenance. They're kind of the union workers, if you will, of the planet.
So that's where the mobsters are.
Yeah, there's a lot of mobsters in the Wesh Overguild who handle all that work. So right now you've kind of been mainly interacting with the Egan Overguild. They just sent you out to kind of do this work. And as you are leaving the space station, you get a communication from Luala, who is pinging you on your slabs.
I'll answer.
Hello. Is this?
Voila!
We heard about the mission you did. It was quite a good job. I'm very happy for all the work that's taking place. I'm sure you have a lot of stories to tell, and I would love to check in with you guys. But I've got a very urgent mission that I need you guys to take on. I don't know if there's anybody else that I can really trust. Do you guys have a moment? Do you want to meet me over at what's that bar that you guys like so much?
Wheel Space Sally's.
It is
Wheel
most
Space
enjoyable.
Sally's, gentlemen. Here is Wheel Space Sally's. As you walk in, Wheel Space Sally's is its typical group. It's not super high fashion, but it's also not super lowbrow either. There's a lot of criminal elements around. Why don't you all give me a quick perception check as you walk through the door? It's pretty crowded. Difficulty 3.
Nothing.
Holy shit, I passed.
Triple.
Just kidding.
Well, I'm already drunk. I don't know what's happening.
So everybody failed their
Wow,
perception
we
check.
seriously all failed that shit.
Yeah, we're all pretty fucked up still, I think,
Yeah,
a
you
little
guys are all
bit.
pretty fucked up. So you notice that this is a pretty
Yes.
crowded bar. A lot of people, and they're all kind of looking at you, and you can't figure out why until you see on the screen images flashing of you guys fighting. And it looks like whatever they were recording on the station has been put up, but it's been cut in such a way that makes it look like you all got your asses kicked.
Oh,
There's a
rude.
there's a shot of Horst that looks like he's getting thrown into a pit. You see them. There's shots of the egg bouncing off the loading docks.
That's
And,
been
there's-
edited.
I mean, I don't think any of this ever even happened at all.
You see shots of Doc, your other half just kind of crumbling, but the way it's shot makes it look like you got hit by a laser beast and just crumbled. And in it, a dark and sinister voice comes over the station.
We are daylight. You cannot defeat us.
Holy shit.
You shall join and become one of us, for we are the way to salvation, and only we can protect you.
Holy shit, dude.
Everybody's kind of looking at
fucking blown
you.
away.
Yeah, you kind of hide your faces, I'm guessing, as Luala has a table in the back and calls you over and for those of you that do not know, Lala is a scientist who works for the Egan Overguild. They are gleans. So
Okay.
gleans they're like feathered aquatic sapients. You could see it kind of floating on its head is this kind of diamond, and it's a magic powered implant that kind of keeps them surviving. You don't all know very much about the gleans, but you do know that normally they don't live very long, but they have used their knowledge to create these magical items with science that kind of increases their life, and they are now highly sought after scientists. And this particular glean, Luala, you've met before. I don't like this picture of Luala, actually. This is old artwork, but this is the one artwork that I do like. They made the
Oh,
street
yeah.
That's a lot more elaborate.
Yeah. So she calls you over and she says, "Look,
What is the meaning of this?
I really appreciate it. I hope you've got payment from our guild for the work that you've completed. I really would like to sit here and talk to you about all this information, but we have a situation that's of the utmost time-sensitive material." And
Is it the slander on the television?
well, that's been streaming all day from an unknown source. We've been doing what we can to stop these signals, but we turn one off and the other one pops up. And this.
Do you have a
this is-
terminal I could try?
This is the good one, guys. This is this is the one that the one where a horse drops his pants, and that one's the one that a lot of people really enjoy.
Thank you.
Really, this is a matter of utmost importance. Let me ask you a question. Will you all go back out for me?
Yeah, the pay's good.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah,
Got
it's gonna pay. It pays the standard rate, 20,000 argent.
Now, is this for ARC or for the Overguild?
This is a kind of combination of both, but this is a matter of utmost importance, like I said. Well, let me just get to it real quick. There is a mining platform that is located out in the outer belts, and they've been mining plasma, and they have an incredible supply. We lost contact with them a long time ago, and from their last known location, they are approaching the burn, and we would really, really like to get that plasma. The problem is, if anybody else hears wind of this, plasma is very valuable and can be used for other things, but the guild really needs this for medicine, and it's very important that you all are able to procure that for us.
Can you give us a 500 argent front to repair a ship?
Oh, of course, not a problem.
Excellent. I take it we go into some booth that's sort of like, private show lap dance kind of booth.
Since I can occupy another character's space, I want to just coat horse to like a jacket.
I'm fucking into it because I'm pretty sure I didn't put any clothes back on.
Yeah, you've had your ass exposed this whole time since you're
I make a pair of assless chaps.
Oh my god, it's so good.
And like maybe a cowboy hat with whatever's left over. One thing I could do, and I could read this. You could read her thoughts if you thought there was anything nefarious. Otherwise, I mean, I'm always okay with giving medicine for those that need it, as long as it's not being like sold to the highest bidder or like gouged.
I'd like to order one Space Citywide, please.
God, you and the fucking Citywise Oro, I love it.
Any other orders from anybody?
I'll start eating a chair.
I'm gonna like subtly slide the bartender whatever amount of money I think is about the cost of a chair.
Oh, okay.
That one is on me. I'm sorry about that.
Probably take me about three minutes
You're
to
a
eat a chair.
bartender. Do you know what Ronan are like into eating and drinking? Do they eat and drink, or is it just the chewing on the chairs?
Ronar, program, metal, eating substances, bug, network. I do not believe that they have any type of preference. I understand they like rocks and metal. We do have a rock ale made specifically for Ronan.
I'd like one of those, please. And what are Olran into?
I'll have a whiskey on the rocks.
Okay, and one space whiskey with gravel in it, please.
Very well. Great. All right, so you make your way to your little booth in your corner, and you start having your drinks and discussing this mission. You see Luella looking kind of impatient over there. She's keeping her eye on the door. It looks like she's...
Oh shit! I should have got Luala a drink.
Oh,
As soon as
shit.
I remember,
So rude.
I turned
We'll bring her
around
back one.
I turned back around and grab her another drink. What are gleaning?
It's helium.
Kind of like a foam, maybe, or a glass of small fish.
It's a cocktail onion. Like they fucking love these things.
You big fan of Jello shots, ironically. So Luella's looking quite impatient. A drink comes over to her, and she nods and picks it up with one of her tentacles as the other one is continuously writing down information and slamming into her slab with the other one. What do you all want to do?
Well, we were never intending to be here long anyway, were we?
No, and these guys paid us great before.
You think it will be up and running soon? I mean, that diagnostic, he was acting funny.
Yeah.
It's true. The ship was behaving rather strangely, but it seems like the Ark and the Egan Overguild are, they haven't steered us wrong yet, and it doesn't even sound like this rogue satellite has cultists on it yet. So I like those odds.
You asked Lattice to do a computer check for you before you left. He checks in with you on the slab, letting you know that the systems are up and running. He's got crews working right now fixing the space egg back up, and he was not able to find anything wrong with the MI system. It looks like it passed all its checks and all its redundancies are online, and he's not able to locate any issues with it. It seems like there was a temporary lapse in the memory files, but besides that, it's now up and running.
Captain.
Lattice, can I get you to do like a deep dive into specifically that sort of gap area in the logs? Look for any like, I don't know what you would even call it, like a fragment or any sign of like intentional meddling?
Yeah, he does a deep dive into the system, and he says, "I'm not seeing anything. It just looks like it was. I don't know. It's weird. It looks like it just doesn't exist. There's just nothing there. It's just like things run linearly, and it looks like this one just kind of continues linearly, but it looks like there was kind of a interruption in its system. It's like when you play a song and it jumps forward." There's nothing there, but there is something not there, if you know what I mean. I can 100% guarantee, though, that if you don't take it under the circumstances that you did before, that it'll be fine. I'm guessing it was because of whatever was happening on that trip.
Yeah, I mean, you were on the ship too. Did you get like a weird psychic freakout? I just got knocked unconscious after I saw the big black and yellow ribbon thing.
Psychic freakout? No, not so much. I
mean, I guess calling it a freakout puts it a little strongly.
I mean, I was just awake, and then not awake. Then I was awake again.
Interesting.
I don't know what that was. I remember the speed of the ship and it changing, and I don't know. I've heard of people using FTL in strange and odd ways, but
what do you mean?
Normally, people take a very long time to jump into FTL, using it only once every week or so often. But I've heard of people out there who can jump multiple times during one incursion.
Interesting. Do you know if this has anything to do perhaps with the substance called gel?
I'm sorry, this is out of my wheelhouse. I don't.
Oh, that's
I have
fine.
no idea.
It's fine, you adorable.
It's just rumors. It's just rumors, anyways. It's just rumors.
I think Horst is going to need to roll a skullduggery to not instantly react to Oro talking about that.
Okay, go for it.
You want to fail?
I'm fully prepared to just steamroll Horst into silence.
Horst just fell the fuck out of his chair when Oro mentioned the gels.
I completely ignore it. Can I do a decorum on that, just to make sure, since
Sure.
I should be...
Yeah, let's see how you do it. Horst catches the vapor.
and
he's like, oh
I want to
my.
just maintain my decorum so thoroughly that Luala almost assumes that falling out of the chair is the thing that Horst regularly does.
Yeah, he reaches for his pearls. He clutches his pearls.
Scutter off of him.
I just
And,
sit back down, staring straight forward, drinking my drink.
You're doing that thing where you're like, actually end up calling more attention to yourself. Like, then if like, no, there's nothing happening here whatsoever.
Pay no mind
This-
to
no.
my visibly shocked friend. This is just a perfectly normal business transaction. Anyway, how about information? What do you think about that one?
Luala comes up to you. Thank you. They were fantastic, but it is time. If I will go on my own, I would rather not stay here. I mean, I'd rather not go. I'm needed here, but I need an answer, gentlemen and lady cat.
I'm ready
That's
to
fine.
go, Captain.
Yeah. I mean, I am in.
Orvona, do a perception check. Give me a difficulty of 3, please.
Here we go. Oh my god.
Cool. So Luala comes up to you and she's like,
Jeez.
there's a couple things that you need to understand about plasma. Plasma is energy, electricity, and fire for the most part. It acts very different ways in gravity. So it's very important that when handling it, you handle it under the appropriate gravity levels. Too little gravity and it'll become too gaseous, too strong a gravity, and you won't be able to carry it. It'll become too solid. So you need to make sure that if you want to transport the plasma, I am working on having a ship, a transport vessel that will meet you out there. But of course, they have no capabilities, and we don't know what happened on that ship. So we need you there to suss it out and prepare for them to come collect the plasma.
So what? Should we just like tow the whole ship and like its existing cargo back, or are we trying to get its cargo off of it somehow? Because I don't know. I don't think.
That
I mean, like
decision
the egg is not a freighter.
We are sending a freighter to meet. You're going to be the first wave to get out there and secure the ship
I
and see
understand.
what you can to get the plasma ready for transport. Once we have verification, we will close in on you and we will load the plasma.
Gotcha. And what do you think the odds of the daylight showing up out there are? Like, you know, they love crashing satellites into the burn, as you know.
The plasma on the ship has no consequence to the daylight. They do not seem to be interested in any of this. Also, this is not information that anybody knows. Let me just say that
Fair
I got
enough.
this information from less than reputable sources, which is one of the reasons that you might need to hurry up. There
We
is
too have friends in other places.
Why don't you give me a perception check, prisoner and Doc? Difficulty
Me?
of 3, please. Okay,
Fail
prisoner.
city.
Since you spent so much time kind of studying people's faces, you're always learning about what species look like. You notice that there is a look of worry on her face, like there's something that she wants to tell you, but has so far kept it from you.
I want to ask very convincingly, what am I missing here? This doesn't sound like something you need us to do.
All right, why don't you go ahead and give me a perception check, difficulty 2, since you, or a persuasion check, difficulty of 2, since you notice that you're already kind of calling her out for keeping something.
I was gonna go suave.
Or you could do suave too.
Can I assist in a way?
Sure.
I would like to use my Nova point and read her thoughts as he asks that question.
All right, you can spend one Nova ability to read the surface thoughts of a creature you can see that understands language. Okay, all right. So as prisoner's talking to her, you hear her voices. You know, you see her mouth moving, but she's saying different things to you, and you hear, "Please let this be the crew that gets this accomplished. One crew has already gone out and not come back. Please don't let me send another crew to their death."
I'm just gonna be like, crew did you send to their death?
What? You know,
Who
it's,
heard me?
I've heard of Ronan. It's very rude to read people's minds without asking them.
It's rude to lead us to our deaths.
Yes, I'm going to go with what Doc said on that one.
Okay, so look, here's the
I'm gonna
thing.
lean back and cross my arms. You know, I
Good
got the
deal.
I got the shoulder holster pistol right there.
So you are the second crew I'm going to send out there. The first crew was put together of very shady people, and are you familiar with the Order of Heroes?
Nope.
Okay, the Order of Heroes are a group of scientists, and they will do anything in the nanoscience to stop this burn. We teamed up with them, and we sent out a crew with them to go and try and recover this plasma. We were going to split it 50-50. Truth is, we're not 100% sure whether they got a hold of it and stole it, or if they perished on that ship. It is very likely that, pirates are out there and keeping an eye on it, but we don't know. And look, please, this is very important.
I mean, it's not like people haven't, ambushed and attempted to trick us into our deaths before. Where do you reckon this order of heroes would likely take the plasma in the event that they had to run off with it?
Well, I'm hoping that that's something that you can investigate once you're there. If the plasma is not on the ship and has been taken, I feel like it's very important that you see if you can find out what's happened to it.
Sure, sure.
Let's get out
Um,
there.
All right. So
I'm gonna
as-
pull Oro aside and be like, "We need to re-up."
That's true. I would like to do a streetwise roll to look around for someone that might be selling the hooch I'm looking for.
Go for it. I'll give you difficulty too. It's pretty easy.
Sick.
Thank God.
I haven't passed a roll all night. Except
Ooh,
this one.
baby! It's
Um,
because it wasn't
Georgia.
computers.
As you step outside, you almost immediately run into somebody who is able to help you out. I guess you've got some connections to this planet, right?
Yeah, I feel like I've probably been to Ozobni, like, I'm familiar enough with it.
hmm So, as you're outside, somebody approaches you, and you recognize this person. It is another, and walks up to you and says, "Well, how's it going over there? How are you doing? You seem like you've been quite busy. I've seen all the videos that you do online."
Those were nothing. Should I do like a... I just realized I haven't marked down my last couple rolls. Should I do something to recognize this dude? You wanna
No,
just
it
tell me?
is somebody you recognize. It is somebody that you've done work for in the past. They're kind of a grade A hacker, and they are
Ooh.
fantastic at what they do. And this person's name is Nova Osturin. So, yeah, it looks like you've been off planet for a while. There's been a lot of things changing, and I hear you're going off to do a little work there. I overheard in the bar that you're gonna go off to some tanker and do a little work. I hear.
Nova Ostern. Not so much as a hello before you go picking your nose into my business, trying to get a piece of my pie. You phone freak. You.
Well, it's not so much getting into your piece of your pie. I'm actually interested in giving you a whole other pie. See, I don't know if you're familiar with the Order of Heroes, but I've been doing some work with them, and they're
Name
very
keeps coming
interested. They're very interested in the in that station and what happened there. So, all I'm asking you to do is to download that information and get it back to me, and there's 10,000 Argent in it for you.
You just want any old info that we can find on the station computers, or are you looking for something in particular?
Just download all the information you can find. Just going out there and giving me the data, that's all you need to worry about.
Well, how about this? Let me answer you with a counter offer. What about if I do this for you, you come take a look at my ship's MI, which has been acting super weird. We have
That's-
some anomalous data, if you will.
That's not a problem. You know, that's my specialties. Getting into ships. We've stolen quite a few ships in our time, haven't we?
Well, not that didn't help. I feel like you did most of the fun parts.
Sounds
You old,
good.
you old Shigori. That's, for insane person. Literally one who crazies.
One who crazy.
Nice.
You know me. You know that you can trust me.
Crazy.
And hands you a data recovery module. It says you just need to get this thing hooked into the systems, and it'll just do the rest.
Not that I don't trust your hardware. I do think though that this might be a more of like an in-person gig. It's gonna be.
It's clean, man. It's clean. I'm telling you, this information is just what I need. If you would prefer another one, feel free.
I mean, I'll give it a shot. When it doesn't work, like I'm telling you, it's not gonna. You're gonna get the angry phone call from me.
Excellent. So as he hands you
Also, you know where I can get any gel by any chance?
Of course, you got some gel. Please. This one's on me. This one's on me. And he hands you over 4 little gel packets, and he says,
Sick.
"This is some good shit. This shit keeps me hacking up all night long. Trust me. This is the best of the best."
All right. Thank you, Nova.
And he hands you a drive, and on the drive, you see a very distinct logo on it.
Dun
You
dun
see-
dun.
You see the logo of the Order of Heroes, and hands you the device and disappears off into the night.
I hold it upside down and I say quietly to myself, "Ooh."
All right.
No laugh on that. I guess I'll head back in and I'm gonna give half the gels to Horst and keep
Perfect.
2 for or not for myself, but for emergencies.
I'm gonna hand you one back and say,
Oh.
you hang on
Fair-
to most of them, bud.
Fair enough.
You
All
know
right,
me.
So I'm going to go ahead and we are going to fast forward to the journey. You guys are approaching the station. It's been a pretty uneventful trip so far. I'm going to say that the Peacecraft has decided that it is going to tag along for a bit, but it's telling you that after this particular mission that it has a calling that it needs to attend to. So it lets you know that. And you all start to take off.
Jeff Beams, you can't leave me.
Nothing without you.
Jeff Beams, I'm
so-
not done wearing you.
As you approach the coordinates on the map, it's very far off into the distance. It takes a little while to get to. You see a derelict mining station. As you inspect it, you can see that there are pieces of debris floating around it, and it is definitely worse for wear. But as you approach, you get a message coming in.
I'm sorry to kind of pump the brakes on the flow. Did I not have a chance to run the storage drive? My plan was to get Lattice to look at the drive itself before I hook it up to Mother Egg.
I was just about to suggest that to you. Good job.
Yeah, the drive is clean. It is completely blank. There's nothing on it. Can give me a computers check, maybe, or pass it off to somebody who can do a good computers check. I'll let Jeff Beams do it. Jeff Beams is
Yeah.
amazing at this stuff.
Does he have
Um,
super high computers?
He certainly does.
Yeah,
I'm
go
at
for it.
10
I
otherwise.
have a D8.
Yeah, Jeff Beams guarantees that this is a clean system. The only thing he is able to find is a locator on it. So the
disable it?
the drive can be found. Sure, let's do that. It's a pretty complicated system, so he's going to try and get into it. And yeah, he is able to disable the system, so it's no longer locatable. He comes back and he's like, "This will only work temporarily. I've only been able to dampen the system. It's got a redundancy, and it's going to be coming back online in a couple of hours. But we've got radio silence, and I can try doing it again once it gets back online. But right now, it's just dampened."
Excellent. Well, thank you for your contribution, JP.
Thank you. I will go into the MacGuffin chamber.
Yes. Enjoy your power nap. With the assurance of several experts, I still begrudgingly insert the data storage drive into Mama Egg to get it to try and tell me as much info as it can about the gap in the memory banks and the overall condition of Mama Egg.
So it runs a diagnostic system on it, and Mother Egg comes online. It's like, request authority permission to run the maintenance system Alpha 3 Bravo on drive inserted. It runs the
Okay.
maintenance system. It doesn't detect anything. It actually stops running. It says sequence error, unable to confirm.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
It says please talk to a system administrator for further help. Like you discussed before, Nove is willing to look at the ship once you guys return with the information. So as you approach the station, the derelict mining station, you get a message: incoming hail.
Hell yeah.
Welcome, spacecraft. We are experiencing technical difficulties, waiting for maintenance crew. Are you the maintenance crew?
We're better. We're the crew.
Very well. Authorizing landing in Dock 7. Please be sure to look at the readings that are going to be sent to you right now and prepare for your arrival. and the screen in front of you starts going wild as you see that the air inside the ship is not breathable. It looks like the gravity is been turned to maximum, so it's going to be a lot of gravity, and you guys are going to have to probably get into some spacesuits to be able to walk through the station, unless you can repair any of the stuff on site.
I call Peacecraft.
I call riding on Peacecraft's shoulders. Yeah.
Here's the thing about Peacecraft, by the way. So it's a Nova ability to combine.
Right, to become armor,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, to become armor. So that is something that's Nova ability wise.
Okay.
So they do not have the ability to do that right now, according to the description.
Peacecraft really got hurt already last time I was out, on a stroll outside the
Mhm.
space station. Maybe we just say he's recovering for this time.
That's
And
fine.
it's still in the MacGuffin chamber.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
he's still in the
MacGuffin
MacGuffin chamber. All right, so you all have spacesuits available
yeah.
to you. As you get the call on the station, you all dock into loading bay 7. As you approach, you realize that it's the only one that's left. So, what do you all want to do?
I wanted to ask if the hail that we got was from an MI or from a person.
You don't know. The video link was garbled. I don't know, give me a check.
It was just like a general knowledge check.
Sure.
Hey, it's a pass.
Okay, so as you were listening to the voice, it did not sound robotic or artificial. You're not sure if it was an MI or not. These are older ships, so they're usually not equipped with MI, but you are not able to discern if it is or not.
Is there a
But it was
computer
not
nearby
the message.
that I see?
So what you see is a very derelict station. Everything is rusted out. You're in this main loading dock area. The doors still remain sealed. There is a computer terminal that is by the door, and there is just some general kind of maintenance computer there that's loading dock operations.
Okay, my plan is to activate my shield, pull out my rifle, and walk towards the computer to use my splicer kit and try to figure out any pertinent information.
I'll cover him.
All right, so you walk over. Everything looks really dusty, but it does look like the screen has been accessed more recent than the rest of the room has.
The door one's probably where we ultimately want to be, so I'm probably just going to go check out the loading dock one first and see if there's any logs about what has come in and off the ship.
Okay, give me a computer roll. Difficulty of 3, please.
Got it.
All right, you see that this is actually one of the kind of auxiliary landing ports. You can see a system map that's showing that half the ship has been just kind of torn apart, and it shows you that there's only really 3 rooms that are still working. Go ahead and give me a difficulty of 4.
For computers?
Yep.
Let's get it.
So it looks like gravity controls and most of the other controls have been kind of locked out from this system and systems around it. It looks like the only usable computer system is actually in the storage area. Is the only system that can now make any adjustments to gravity and life support systems. As far as the deliverables, you see that this station has been kind of floating for something close to like 2 years now. There has been very little activity. As you look into it, you find that there was a lot of activity happening up until a certain point where there was reports of the burn approaching, and you read that the station was no longer habitable.
Due to the gravity or to the proximity of the burn?
You don't know exactly why, but
Okay.
you see that there's been information definitely deleted from it. And as you check the system, you see a journal entry that's kind of been hidden within the computer system.
Oh.
Would you like to access it?
Yeah.
So you access the system, and it's kind of Ratman ramblings. It starts talking
Nice.
about they came for us in our sleep, absorbed us, and then they were gone. And then I saw there was the children in my dreams came to me in the hallway. But now I must lock them all down. I must lock them all down. And then that's the end of the entry.
All right. Hey, I can get this gravity fixed if we make our way to the storeroom, but something shady's going on here and took these people out. And I think if we restore the gravity, we also got to be careful from what Noala was telling us about the states of the plasma. If the gravity is heavy, then we got solid objects that could turn into dangerous plasma when the gravity's regulated.
Is it in a container? Is this the gravity on this planet?
It's a mining platform. It like mines asteroids, so it has its own like gravity systems.
Okay. On an unrelated note, I would like to still be a jacket for Horse.
I don't see how that's unrelated.
Keeping him nice and warm.
Beautiful. What a great team we've got. Did anyone else just hear the the inhuman wailing? Because that was upsetting.
Oh, that was my cell phone. I'm sorry.
Oh, interesting. So my thought vis-a-vis the plasma situation is that this place looks fucking trashed. It looks to me like plasma done already up here a bit.
Yes, the computer system, anyways, has said that there is a full cargo of plasma. There's about 20 or 30 barrels, maybe more, that
Just hanging out loose, or
they're in the storage room waiting to get offloaded.
so whatever the gravity situation is hasn't made them unstable.
Plasma would pretty much be like a block of ice right now with the way the gravity is. From what you see and from what the systems say, plasma is contained in the barrels, and
Gotcha.
there's still some in like the processing units and everything like that, but with the gravity, it has not like escaped.
Did I already ask if I could use the data storage drive? Is there anywhere to like
Yeah, you can
that
plug it in. Yep, there is definitely a space to.
Sick. I'd
plug
like
it
to I'd like to get that to run a scan, tell me what is and isn't like totally fucked, and if possible to just restore control to this area.
There is a door system that you can use to open.
That's still the only thing that I can get to from this area, even
Yep.
even after plugging the guy in.
Yeah, the guy just is, besides the program for the diagnostic, all it's doing is just recording data.
Okay. I'm fine with that for the time being. It'll be a good bargaining chip later, if nothing else. I also, I don't feel like we have any real skin in this game. I don't know. Ark's gonna get here first, and even if Nove figures out where the platform is, he's not gonna get the plasma. So, unless we find more information later.
Can I also, everyone's using the computer, but can I try and do a check to see if I can see what the security cameras are for the rest of the ship they're on?
Sure.
Good idea.
What,
Computers, difficulty 3. So the security system on this thing is pretty low. You can see that there has definitely been a security lockout for gravity, for the other systems, the life support systems, and there just is not any type of propulsion system left. Whatever was there has just been completely taken. You can find out some more information. There's another journal entry that you come across if you'd like to check it out.
Yeah, give us the journal entry.
The journal entry is of one of the foremen of the ship, and you can hear he's like, I don't know what happened. The burn. We were attached to the asteroid, and it just reached out. It took out half the asteroid in a second, and just sent us flying. We're managing to get this all contained, but we're half the platform's gone. I can't find half the men. I don't know. The plasma seems to be all over the place. We've shut down what we can. The other rooms are safe, but we're going to work on right now getting all the plasma back into the main area. But this is madness. And that's the last journal entry.
Jesus.
So my original role is trying to see like security cameras, see if we can see into the
There's
rest of the ship.
there's no cameras. The only thing that you are able to glean is that the door systems use a rather sophisticated piece of software. It looks like it's been upgraded. It looks like it uses a special type of software that once used, the security system will actually learn your method and will make it more difficult for you to bypass security in the long term. It looks like it's rudimentary kind of AI system, but it's very, very low tech on the AI world. But it looks like it kind of learns from attempts. It's got kind of algorithmic learning.
So I'm turning around and saying to the rest of these guys, hey, they got weak locks on the first try, but after that they get stronger. Can't tell what's happening on the ship. Let's, what do we want to do?
Press forward, see if we can't restore anything.
All right, so you guys
Supply room, yeah.
you guys are faced with a door, and the voice comes over the speaker. He's like, I'm gonna get you guys unlocked there. Let me get these first doors open. And the first door is just
Oh hell yeah. So that was easy.
In this chamber, this looks like it's kind of the main area. You see tubes underneath where plasma runs, those orange things. There are burn marks all over. You can see that plasma at one point had been all over this ground. There's scorch marks and radiation burns located all over the system. Your spacesuit do not detect any type of negative levels in this room.
Oh, cool.
Hey,
Cool.
out of game question. Is this one shot turning into a two shot?
It looks like it. You guys spent a lot more time in the bar than I was expecting.
As we tend to do.
Yeah, I think we can say that you all will contemplate for the next session.
That's great.
Um,
This has been like an actually fucking scary session. That
The
shit in the
echo
beginning
effect.
was so insane.
Yeah.
and we didn't even get into the super scary part, but that's okay.
Yes.
I mean, they're like Space
Yeah.
Station has its own things, but thank you all for
I love
joining
this.
us on How to Kickflip a Horse. We will be back. We'll be back next Thursday.
Yeah, I think we'll be
Yeah,
back
yeah.
next Thursday,
Is that
7:30
election
p.m.
day?
Standard Time.
Yeah,
Yeah, no election's gonna stop us from playing.
it's been really fun, guys.
Yeah. Yes.
And with that, I want to wish you all the most wonderful of journeys. And stay safe out there. Don't let the bird get to you guys.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hell yeah. Burn bright. Yeet yeet.